It's Coffee Break!
Yeah.
Episode 70. Another weekend.
Yup. Not much happened except for Pokemon today. We got Pokemon Direct.
Yeah, we're recording this. It's Monday, so it is Pokemon Day.
You're right, it is the official Pokemon Day.
Yeah, why do you think they did all that?
I didn't think about it. I forget that there's an official day. It's such a weird one, too.
Yeah, February 27th.
Right at the end of February.
What else was happening?
I guess. If we didn't get a Pokemon Direct, there'd be nothing to talk about on a coffee break.
Oh. I'm not even too sure how long this episode will go for.
That's okay. Last week we went over like half an hour.
An hour and a half.
Yeah. Went over an hour. Sorry.
Wow.
I should have opened that up before we started.
Wow.
I forgot. I was distracted. I was looking at the dog. He was really cute.
Speaking of cans opening, we tried Dr. Pepper's new strawberry and cream.
Yeah, he's okay. The more I got into the can, the more I was like, ooh, you can let.
Is it too sugary?
It's that artificial strawberry flavor. Like, it just really hits your tongue. It feels too much like a White Claw, you know? That kind of like barely a flavor, but pungent odor-wise. I was like, ugh. But I finished it. It wasn't horrible.
You actually finished it?
Yeah, I did.
I had one sip, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't need it anymore.
You're not a big soda person.
Mm-mm.
I like soda.
I don't know. It makes me feel gross.
I can't drink it as much as I used to.
Yeah, as a kid, I would drink it a lot. I used to drink a lot of, and consume a lot of sugary things.
I can do like a Monster every now and then, but as for like just soda, it's more boring than anything. And yeah, after you drink a bunch, like you have 2 cans, you feel sticky and like all carbonated and gross on the inside.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm getting old.
So we watched a few things this week.
Mm-hmm.
For our weekly reviews.
Yep.
How I Met Your Father.
Yes. Had what I think was their best episode so far.
It was actually a really funny episode.
It was.
And it had sincere moments in it.
Mm-hmm.
They're still struggling to write their main character, Sophie.
Yeah, she's just...
Annoying.
She's just the worst. She barely does anything. And all of her antics feel so cartoonish compared to what everyone else is doing.
Yeah. She's not even dealing with actual problems.
Yeah. And like they all do like, you know, over the top sitcom-y things, but hers are just so vapid and over the top.
Yeah. Well, all the other characters are really good together.
Also, I'm going to say, I don't think Hilary Duff is doing a very good performance as Sophie.
Has she done anything in between Lizzie McGuire and now?
Maybe like one thing when she was still really young like that, but I can't think of a single thing she ever did.
Cadet Kelly.
Woof. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, deep into the archives of Disney Channel movies.
No, I think just like she just overdoes it. She hams it up too much. Probably because she's a teen actor and she never got to grow out of her teen acting phase.
You would hope that somebody would actually grow out of that.
You would hope. Like Selena Gomez got out of it.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus got out of it.
In one way or another.
Oh, yeah. I think that really hammers home how boring Hilary Duff's life is. You didn't become a real actor and you never got into drugs. Wow. Damn.
I'm gonna have to look her up more.
Yeah, Hillary?
Yeah. We also got caught up. Well, we didn't catch up because we're still an episode behind on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I thought about that earlier.
God, you're doing it to me.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Last
not
of
The
Us.
Walking Dead. It's Last of Us.
The Walking Dead has been the only zombie show for like a decade. Over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to just slip. That Freudian slip.
I don't think it's a Freudian slip.
I think it's just because you think zombie and your brain automatically defaults to Walking Dead. You know, like when like parents call all video game consoles the Nintendo, even if they know it's not called a Nintendo. It's like, did you grab your Nintendo? Sorry. Did you grab your game?
True. Like everything was a Game Boy, even if it was a DS.
Yes.
But we watched the episode Kin.
Yeah.
Where they made it to the winter,
Snowy area.
and he ran back into his brother.
Yeah. It was a nice episode.
It was a nice episode.
A glimpse of normalcy and how they really don't fit into it anymore. After everything they've been through.
Yeah. I'm a little more interested in how that episode ends.
Mm-hmm.
With Joel being stabbed.
Yeah. And, like, I don't... Well, what if he dies?
Well, okay, calm down.
Well, like, Henry and Sam didn't die in the game. They could do anything.
I don't think they're going to kill off their main actor. I know he gets critically wounded in the game.
Yeah?
And it's for the course of a winter it takes for him to recover.
We already had a 3 months time skip from the last episode to this one.
Yeah, I guess it's been 3 months.
This was the opening 2 or 3 months, something like that. They had
Yes.
like a blurb.
But it's now winter time, which means, yeah, it's going to take a while for it to thaw.
Mm-hmm.
They're up in the mountains. They're not going to kill him off. Don't think stupid stuff like that.
No, but I'm nervous. I'm scared. They've already proven they can do whatever they want.
It's true. I'm more scared for Ellie.
Yeah. No, but she needs to make it into the second one. Joel barely made it to the second one.
Okay, no spoilers. Though I think everybody knows what they did to that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's just weird. I never played the second game.
After I heard about it, I'm like, I wouldn't want to. You know?
I don't know. The shift in narrative,
I guess.
that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's a crazy approach.
I mean, it was going to be impossible to live up to the hype, the standard set by the first one to begin with. So at least they just went all out and did something completely unique. So
The first one is good. It's not as great as everyone points it out to be.
I think just compared to what else was coming out at the time, you know? We had a lot of action things, but not a lot of, like, good story things. Especially because wasn't that during the time where all the AAA developers were like, no one wants to play story games anymore. Everyone wants multiplayer games.
It's also released during the time when zombies were a big thing. Mm-hmm. There was all these movies and shows about them.
We haven't gotten anything to really replace the zombie mania in recent years, have we? What?
Marvel. The MCU.
I guess.
The superhero fad that's dying out.
There is a big superhero fad, I suppose. You know what, now that I think about it, yeah, you're right. Because it's Marvel and DC, and then you got, like, Invincible, The Boys.
Yep.
Everyone's trying to do their take on, like, an adult superhero thing.
And then you watched a Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
Very special Disney movie.
I watched The Princess from the Frog.
And the Frog.
Yeah.
And what'd you think?
It was amazing.
It was your first time watching it.
Mm-hmm. I'd seen like clips here or there.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen all of the songs. I didn't know they came in that order though. I thought the last song, the one that Mama Odie sings, I thought that was earlier on. Honestly.
True, you probably have to watch it to understand that.
Yeah. I loved it. Animation was amazing, especially the water. There was certain shots where they were like in the water that was just amazing, incredible.
With the alligator swimming with the fireflies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was like at the end of Lewis's song, they have a big old splash in the bayou, and just the wave comes up and you can see through it and everything, and the sunlight's behind it. Gorgeous, amazing. It was really good. The animation was really, really good. It felt like a classic Disney movie, you know?
If you guys are hearing noises...
Oh, there's just kids outside.
Well, it's also next door.
Oh, yeah.
They're just screaming and yelling. There's nothing I can do.
There's only so, yeah. Sorry, we're doing our best. I don't think you can pick it up, though. Sometimes. That's like I get quiet and you just
How
hear,
often
like,
do you guys hear weird things besides the dogs?
Yeah, let us know. No, I really liked it. There was something that really, like, I liked them a lot when they were people. Once they turned into frogs, it was still fun, and it was a great adventure, but I really liked their people designs a lot. So, that was that. I liked the gimmick at the end on how they turned back into people. I thought that was really smart.
Mm-hmm.
That was really clever. Dr. Facilier is a fun villain. The shadows, that's what it was. His shadow demons, where they're like running across the bayou and like running around buildings and stuff. Creepy, scary.
I think this is my second time watching the movie.
Yeah.
I saw it when it came out. I didn't really pay too much attention to Dr. Facilier. I knew about his shadow, and I remembered his demons.
Yeah.
Which they do cackle. You do hear them actually cackling.
Yeah, but there's like weird like reverb and
Yep.
ugh.
And I thought it was cool. He sits down, Prince Naveen and his butler, and he goes, "How about it, boys? Shake on it."
Shake a poor sinner's hand.
Right? And so they shake his hand. And then that's when the like story really takes off.
Yeah,
because you already see these elements of magic with him. But then after he gets the handshake to do the deal, then everything's just openly voodoo magic.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Facilier multiple times hints at if something were to happen,
Yeah.
do you know what it would cost me?
Yeah, it was a you make a deal and then you owe something.
Yep.
Everything you do has a price to pay.
Well, he reveals that at the end. And yeah, he screwed up his deal, and that's what they took him away for.
Yeah. It was dope.
But it was interesting because he's a powerful bad guy who is evil. He does kill a character.
He does. And it's sad. I cried. I 100% cried.
So what's the name of that character?
Raymond.
Raymond, the firefly with the messed up teeth,
Yeah.
who's in love with the star.
Yeah.
Evangeline.
Evangeline. Yeah.
Sorry. Anyways, can you guys guess who voices him?
You'll never get it. He's so good. He's such a good voice actor.
Do you want to say it?
It's Jim Cummings.
Jim Cummings. If you don't know who Jim Cummings is, you do. You just didn't realize it.
If you go to his page on Behind the Voice Actors, you will scroll forever. Endlessly. He's Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, the most definitely well known.
He's Pete from like the Goofy movie. Pete.
Yep. Pete the cat. The jerk cat. He's a cat. Goofy's the dog. Just
Pete.
understand that that's what that was.
Pete's a cat. He's a jerk because Mickey's a mouse. Get it? He's Caw, the snake. Oh Lord, he's everything.
He's
He's everywhere.
Road to El Dorado. He's Cortez.
He is. He does like this thing. His voice. He does everything, and he's hard to spot if you don't know what to listen for. And he's scary. He can do like guttural, deep voices.
Yep. He could do bad guys. He could do good. Yeah, I mean, you watch Cortez the way he plays him, and then you watch Winnie the Pooh, and you're like, how is that the same dude?
It's like that's the same man.
Oh, bother.
Oh, he's also Tigger.
Yep, Tigger.
T-I-double-gut-er.
Tigger's probably his most, like, fun voice. That's usually what he sounds like.
Yeah.
When he's, like, having fun.
When he's just, like, in a good mood.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's easy to be that way when you voice Tigger, just in general.
Yep.
Man, I love him.
So, that is a fun movie. Mm-hmm. There's a weird history about that one.
Yeah.
And that is, in fact, the last classically 2D Disney film to date.
Yeah. Last 2D animation. They've had some people will claim like Enchanted was
Enchantment.
Yeah.
No, but that's live action.
Yeah, they just had an animated section in the beginning. Like that doesn't count.
It's also in the second one.
Yeah, which, wasn't amazing.
I did not like the second one.
Me neither. I liked the one song. And that was it.
There was the evil witches singing together.
Yeah.
Yes.
The rest of it, horrible.
So, speaking of Winnie the Pooh, we're all aware of the fact that the Winnie the Pooh copyrights went up. Mm-hmm. And this allowed them to create a movie called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
It's like someone, this is a new thing. It's like those bad creepypastas.
Yep.
But now, people have the money to make them into actual movies. It's when you hear...
Go ahead.
It's when you hear about, like, the other things he wants to do. Like, oh my god.
Well, hold on.
Alright.
You're just going off the rails, buddy.
I'm just thinking at the speed of my thoughts.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, because the rights went up, he was able to write a horror film, a slasher film, where Pooh Bear and Piglet have become feral because Christopher has left them behind for so long.
Yeah.
So they decide to kidnap Christopher and start killing and eating humans. I think they just kill humans. They're supposed to eat them or something.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's not, I've honestly heard of a better horror concept for Winnie the Pooh. If you wanted to go the slasher route.
So here's the crazy part. This movie only cost a couple $100,000 to make.
I imagine. It's probably just you get the one costume for Winnie the Pooh. And that's where most of your budget goes. And then the rest is just whatever.
It's a really dumb mask, too. Mm-hmm. But, the first one they eat?
Yeah?
I guess Al and Rabbit and Kanga are in it also.
Oh, yeah?
I could not find pictures of them. I wanted to see what they look like. But they decide that they're going to just eat Eeyore because he's so pathetic.
Aw.
So he's the first one they kill.
That's dumb.
And I think Pooh and Piglet just kill the others and eat them.
Stupid.
So, because of this being a beloved franchise, I love Winnie the Pooh. I've already talked about that. Mm-hmm. And for this stupid idea to make a slasher film out of this beloved child's storybook,
Yeah.
gained it enough popularity to get a limited theatrical release,
Yeah.
which is pretty unique,
It is.
right? Because of the limited theatrical release and because of everything that's happening with Winnie the Pooh there, it's actually made a profit.
Yeah. That's the thing when you hear about these, like, oh my god, like when people are like, well, Velma technically got, like, record numbers on its first 2 episodes airing. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, because everyone hated it so much, that everyone wanted to see how bad it actually was.
Which I want to correct myself. I know I put it in the notes of that one coffee break episode a few weeks ago.
Last week or 2 weeks, yeah.
I think it might have been 2 weeks ago. I was wrong. They are working on the second season. It is not greenlit.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference.
Yes.
That does not mean it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You can write all the damn story you want. Doesn't mean it's going to actually show up on your screen.
If an executive says no, then no.
So, because Blood and Honey makes a profit, the director... Oh, God. I need to go look up his name.
What is he,
He's going to make more. You want to now tell your...
Yeah. So the idea of like making like Peter Pan or something, or all those like really dumb like creepypasta type stories. And I'll be honest, I would be more into it if they were more interesting stories, like Winnie the Pooh goes and eats everybody. That's so boring. You could be creative. If we're gonna go creepypasta on all these things, let's get really creative with it,
So, his name is Rice Frake Waterfield.
That's a weird name.
The coolest thing that I thought about this, when I was just reading everything that he did, right? The 100 Acre Wood is based on the Ashdown Forest in East Sussex.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. That's where he films.
Wow,
his movie.
really?
He actually went to the real forest that was inspired by it.
Well, see, if you put that extra...
It's also a British film, if you didn't know that.
Wow. Good job, Brits. You're really doing it.
It cost more than 100,000, so that's not too bad.
Cost less than 100,000. Is that what I'm reading right? It's the
it's less than 100,000.
Alligator bracket, less than 100,000.
Yeah, because the mouth eats the lesser one.
Wow.
So yeah, it made 3.2 million. That's a huge profit.
That's a really big profit. Like Mr. Waterfield made bank off of this.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna let's go with Peter Pan for example, because I think you mentioned that he wants to do a Peter Pan one. If we're gonna do it, let's go full tilt creepypasta, and make it a guy kidnapping kids, and he thinks he wants to still be a kid because he hates getting older and he hates the idea, and he wants to just go back to being young and playing around. Like we could do things with it. Like, classic internet stories.
So Frank Waterfield's production company that made Blood and Honey, said that they're going to make a sequel to it, right? It's supposed to come out February next year. It's going to have 5 times the budget. Then they also announced Bambi the Reckoning.
That feels like it's just going to be a deer version of Cocaine Bear, honestly. The deer's like the really lamest version of Jaws or Beast you can find, where it's just an animal attacking people.
Actually, I don't know why I don't see here. I have read what the synopsis was that he was talking about. And yeah, it's basically Bambi has survived traumatic events and now has grown to hate hunters. And so he goes out, this stag goes out to hunt hunters.
Make him like a demon deer. Make him like half burned and like half demonic.
No, don't do this to beloved franchises or characters.
Call him like Bramble or something.
The next one is Bambi. Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you could do a lot of stuff. A lot of dark stuff, too.
You could. Peter Pan, I feel like, is really easy to go dark with.
There's a lot wrong with that story. I just don't like it. He kidnaps boys. Mm-hmm.
They all age, but he doesn't. That's something they never talk about. The Lost Boys do age, but Peter never does. And that's why he kidnaps more boys. He doesn't
He is kidnapping.
Rescues them.
No, he's kidnapping them.
Because he hates the idea of being lonely.
Him and the mermaids.
Yeah. All of the racism.
Ridiculous amount of racism towards Native Americans.
Yeah.
And his strange love interest in Tiger Lily.
Remember how in one of those recent attempts at doing the story of Peter Pan, like really recent, like 2017, 2018 recent, they decided we're going to do Peter Pan, and then they got a white girl to be Tiger Lily.
So that's Pan.
Yeah.
He fights,
Isn't it like Hugh Jackman or something?
Yeah, he fights Hugh Jackman. One of the greatest scenes of acting I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because Peter's talking to, he gets called into Hugh Jackman's Captain Blackbeard or something, I think.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of staring out his window, and Peter's just a boy. And Hugh turns around, and he's crying. He's just crying. And he goes, "Have you come to kill me, Peter Pan?"
Oh, jeez.
And this is how you get introduced to his character. He's so terrified that Peter's going to kill him because of some thing. His best friend is Captain Hook. And, they did get a white girl to play Tiger Lily.
We're real great.
That's okay. She's fucking hot.
Is she, though?
I believe her sister, or it was her, she played Invisible Woman in Fan Four Stick.
Oh.
I think it was her sister.
Yeah. Blah.
I could be wrong, but I remember there's a connection there. So this guy is not only just going to attack these, he wants to go after Teletubbies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Thor.
Their copyrights and Thor. Right.
Thor doesn't have a copyright.
It's a myth, yeah. There's no copyright on it.
Anybody could do Thor.
On lore and legends.
So, what I found more interesting was copyrights. I'm not going to make it boring. I'm going to make it very simple. Mm-hmm. Okay? It is what actually is a copyright. Say you're an artist and you create a character. Mm-hmm. We're going to call him Fuzza Wuzza.
Fuzza Wuzza.
Okay? Now, you are 24 years old when you created Fuzza Wuzza. Nice. And you got him copyrighted when you're 36.
Okay.
Okay? In that time in between 24 and 36, anybody could have done Fuzza Wuzza.
Okay.
Right? But once you get that copyright, you cannot impersonate the character unless it's parody.
Yes.
The Parody Act is a different thing. South Park, Family Guy, Simpsons, they all get away with parody.
Yeah. That's how they...
SNL also. Mm-hmm. Now, God, I bet Nintendo wanted to sue the shit out of them for that too.
Maybe. Nintendo does not have a sense of humor. Never has.
they really don't play ball with anybody.
They don't like it.
Speaking of Nintendo, they're about to get Call of Duty for like the next 20 years.
Yeah, that's weird.
20 years? I was like, that's a big contract.
Like, who wants Call of Duty
Also,
on Nintendo?
Why do you think you're going to be around for 20 years?
Yeah,
you
also,
wasted all your money on Tears of the Kingdom and it's going to flop.
I know, right? It's going to be is Call of Duty in dire straits? Is that why they're selling themselves off?
I didn't know it was a family game. That was weird. So,
have you seen the Switch online store recently?
No.
It's a war ground. It's a land. It's filled with landmines. It's just on fire. I was looking for things. I was just bored and I was looking at what was like on sale. I found some games for free, which was fun. But I was looking and like right on the first page, it was like new releases. I click on it and it's like normal thing, hentai, furry adventure, and I was like, what? And yeah, I keep seeing videos.
What the hell?
Yeah, I keep seeing videos on TikTok where people are like, there's just like this like hentai ass game on the Switch store. At least it's like hentai adventure or whatever, and I don't know how much nudity is actually in the game, but it's what it's called.
That's weird.
Yes, I'm like, Nintendo, what happened? You had standards, man.
So you have Fuzzy Wuzzy, right?
Yes.
You copyrighted when you're 36. That copyright will last through your entire life.
Yes, theoretically.
Then, the day you die, 70 plus years. Mm-hmm. So the guy who created Winnie the Pooh, well, there's two people, A.A. Milne and E.H. Shepard.
Yeah.
So after one of their deaths, it's now been plus 40 or 70 years.
Yeah.
And that's what allowed the rights to be up. Mm-hmm. Now anybody can do Winnie the Pooh. That's just the one that happened recently.
Yes.
There are more coming.
Yeah.
And there are some really big characters that are coming soon. Mm-hmm. As of next year, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Now, there are several different...
iterations.
Yeah, and not every version of Mickey Mouse is going to be up for grabs, copyright-wise.
So this is the craziest thing. If you're in film school or you know about copyrights from business school or you're just really curious about this subject and how Disney keeps getting away with it, they copyright different iterations of Mickey.
Yes.
So Mickey, think about Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
Now think about him in Kingdom Hearts.
Very different.
Think about him from Fantasia to think about him in the 80s with Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah.
These are all different Mickeys. And even the one we have with his big eyes and big smile.
Yeah. Yep.
Pure black fur.
There's
gloves on his hand.
The slightest of changes, even if it's like a slight color difference. Like, oh, his skin used to be a slight tan. Now his skin is like a bit more pale. That's a new copyright.
Also, I think he wears pants now.
Oh, yeah, he tends to wear shirts, too.
Yeah, pants and shirts. So every time they do it, they copyright it. Mm-hmm. So the first one to go up is actually that old one, Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, the very first one, the original.
So the black and white one will be the one that goes up. Mm-hmm. So you can see, potentially in the future, if you go into like a mom and pop soda shop, you might see a picture of Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
Because they're now allowed to use it.
I think it's a very fun time to be... Because a lot of these things are so iconic and classic, and people love them. And so seeing the copyright coming up on some of these things, it's like, ooh, I'm excited to see what other cool things people can do, rather than just, schlocky slashers.
True. 2025, Pluto, Mickey's dog. In 2029, Donald the Duck.
Wow, it's going to take that long to get Donald?
In 2033, it's Superman.
Wow. Ooh, that same year?
Yep.
The characters from J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit. Wow. Is that what Amazon's waiting for? Weren't they waiting to do like another take at The Hobbit?
Didn't I say this last week about HBO?
What?
They're gonna make more Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh, they are? No, yeah, you did. We did mention that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We don't know what they are. All we know is there's a season 2 of Rings of Power on its way, which we'll see it in 2025
Yeah.
if it all goes right. There's an anime film.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm excited for that.
Battle of the Rohirrim, which will tell the story of why Helm's Deep, the fortress in the mountain and the two towers, is still there in Rohirrim.
Yeah.
Or why it was constructed.
Which, like, I think animation is great for fantasy stories, and it's my favorite people, the Rohirrim.
And now you got Warner Brothers saying they're going to do all these other things. They've already adapted The Hobbit. Mm-hmm. You still have 10 years to readapt it before it gets crazy.
I guess that is true. Like, 2033, on one hand, it's like, oh, that's just around the corner. And then on the other hand, every day is endlessly long.
2034, James Bond,
Wow.
Captain Marvel, also known as Shazam from DC, and Batman.
Wow.
I'm going to assume that this will be the first iterations of James Bond and Batman.
Yeah.
2035, The Flash, but specifically Jay Garrick's version.
Mm-hmm. So
He's the one with the tin hat.
Yeah.
It looks like a disc and the little lightning bolts on the side.
This is going to be, once this starts happening, it's going to be a lot of nitpicking about little things, I bet. Of deciding whether something falls under parody or if it falls under that specific design for characters like Batman and Superman. Like, is this the actual version that's up from copyright?
There's no way you're going to get Robert Pattinson's Batman.
No. Not...
I'm sure they patented the patent on that.
They patented Pattinson.
36, you'll see Captain America, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman also come up. So these are all big ones that we're pointing out because they have created a lot of money for these big guys.
They're still big characters to this day. Mm-hmm. And that's crazy that it's going to be over 70 plus years since the creators' passing, which doesn't even account for how many decades these copyrights were when they first started in the very beginning of like the creators' beginning.
You know what's crazy? If you think about it, from their death to 70 years, and this is, starting next year with Mickey Mouse all the way to 36, 2036, all these characters that we really seem to love and care about are old.
They are.
They're really old characters.
And
where's the new ones?
I know, right? Oh, it's going to be Disney's 100-year anniversary soon, right?
I thought it was 125.
No, it's definitely not 125. I think it's 100.
100? Wow.
I'm so excited. I would love a big, extensive documentary looking into the behind the scenes of all of their animated classics. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna hold my breath, wait for that, because I especially love like early concept art for stuff. In my Frozen video, I was looking at early concept art for Elsa when they were still thinking she was gonna be the bad guy, and it's just fascinating seeing the evolution of this character.
She looks really cool.
She does.
She looked like a villain.
I love and they don't always keep good tabs on those early concept stuff, especially like the older ones where they're like, no one cares about seeing our first sketch of what Snow White's gonna look like. Throw it in the trash. And nowadays it's like, no, I want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see.
It's worth millions.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was copyrights. I hope I explained that very simple and easy to you.
I think so. Is there anything else going on in the world?
So there's new releases.
Yeah?
Well, we'll get the Pokemon. Calm down.
I do, okay.
I always save Pokemon for the last, okay?
I know.
It's because it's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Now, new releases. There's one movie.
Oh, what is it?
Creed 3.
Oh, it happens this week?
Yep.
Wow.
This Friday or Thursday night.
It's gonna top the charts, I hope. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I'm-
majors versus majors. Just like Kang and all the other Kangs. I see what you did there.
I'm mostly excited to see Michael B. Jordan's directing. Because this is his
So the reviews are
directorial-
coming in. They're like, it's actually a really good movie.
Damn.
They're not saying it's a perfect one, but they're saying it's a good one.
Well, no one can be perfect right off the bat.
That's true. And then we get one big television show this week.
What?
Calm down. But Space Daddy's back. Mandalorian Season 3 premieres March 1st.
Oh!
This Wednesday.
This week?
Yeah, this Wednesday.
Wow. Well, fuck.
Yeah, I kept all the trailers away from you.
I've been seeing, like, people talking about it, but I thought it was just the, like, regular run-of-the-mill fans who are always obsessed with it. My TikTok For You page is, like, 70% Lord of the Rings, 20% Mandalorian and Pedro Pascal edits, and then, like, 10% stupid shit.
There was a PlayStation State of Play. They mostly wanted to show off the PSVR 2. And announced that Resident Evil 4 gave it a new trailer and announced that it will get a free PSVR update.
Wow. Okay.
I did not watch the trailer. Again, I am actively trying not to look at anything about this game.
Mm-hmm. Going all...
I've seen cool
new.
things about it. I'm excited. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I get that. Like, after I saw the first trailer for Scarlet and Violet, when they first announced it, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to see any more. I am sold.
Yep. That was the way with 4 with me so far. I've just been like, cool.
It's nice when that happens. I was like, I'm already sold. You don't need to show me anymore.
So, yeah, last week nothing really happened. Box office.
Yeah? Is anything happening in the box office?
Of course, nothing big happened.
Is it still Ant-Man at number 1?
It is Ant-Man at number 1. Number 2, Cocaine Bear.
Yes! Yes!
You know the interesting thing about Cocaine Bear? It's the final film performance of Ray Liotta.
Yeah, we were talking about that last week.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it. I want to
I'll miss
honor
that guy.
Mr. Liotta.
Those big blue eyes.
Big, beautiful eyelashes.
Jesus Revolution. Or Jesus Revolution.
Slightly more intrigued.
Avatar Way of Water.
Boo!
Number
Get out of
5,
the
Puss in
theater.
Boots, The Last Wish.
Yay!
Number 6, Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Yeah.
7, 80 for Brady.
Boo.
9, or 8, sorry. Knock the Cabin.
Okay.
9, Missing. And 10, A Man Called Otto. And number 11, Titanic 25th Anniversary.
Oh, you're still doing that?
It's made $14 million. He sucked.
James Cameron's such a little pussy. What a fucking bitch.
He is a little fucking asshole.
I want more people to notice what I'm doing.
Hold on, I'm looking.
Looking at other stuff.
You know what I'm looking for?
Is like Top Gun still airing?
No. No, Top Gun's not there.
What you looking for?
I was looking for Winnie the Pooh. It's not on here. Okay.
Everything Everywhere All at Once is still on there?
Yeah.
49 weeks.
They're just gonna win big at the Academy Awards.
Oh, they already won an award for Best Cast.
Yeah, from SAG.
Yeah, but still.
I'm talking about the Oscars.
When are the Oscars?
I don't know. I figured they would have already happened. To be honest. Unless they did and I totally missed it.
Ah, well.
Yeah, so what a surprise. Nothing really happened.
Is it time?
It's time.
It's time! Pokemon news! Woo!
So this morning, if you had the luxury of waking up at 7 in the morning,
Like we did. Thanks, dogs needing to go pee.
you got treated to the future of Pokemon. Because
Yeah.
today is Pokemon's Celebration Day.
Hooray! Yay!
I don't know how many years it's been.
I think it's like 24. It's like a
No, we're past 25.
Oh, it's like a random one then. Just in the mill.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay. Pokemon Concierge.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised I got that right.
I'm proud of you. I expected you to fumble it right at the end there, but you got
Me too.
it.
Stop motion animation. This is right when I turned it on.
Yeah, it seems like a Psyduck.
Yeah, there's a
all
Psyduck.
we've seen.
And there's a girl who's the concierge.
Mm-hmm.
It's stop motion.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yes.
I always thought those Pokemon cards where they're made of like
I know.
clay looked
Oh,
so cool. I always wanted to make one.
so beautiful. I'm excited. You know.
It's supposed to be a upbeat, bubbly kind of thing.
Yeah. When we saw
Of course,
it,
it's coming to Netflix.
when we saw it, my thing was White Lotus mixed with Pokemon on a beach and everything.
Come here, you Pikachu. I need my drugs.
You're getting sloppy, he says next to his Tangela. It's just the same thing. There's just Pokemon in the background.
Pokemon Unite, which is still going.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it.
It's getting Zacian.
Yeah.
Well, how did she say it in the trailer?
She sounded like Zacian or Zacian or something like that.
Yeah, it was like Zacian.
I imagine whoever they get to be in the booth just says it. And everyone else has to be like, I guess that's what it sounds like. We don't know. They go back and forth with some of them. Like, some of them say Arceus, some of them say Arceus.
It's Arceus.
But some people insist it's Arceus.
You know the one that always drove me nuts? Kyogre.
Yeah, Kyogre.
It was, when I was a kid, it was Kyogre.
I always called it Kyogre.
It's Kyogre.
Yeah, no.
That's how we always pronounced it. There's no way you get ogre out of that.
It's like when we were playing Pokemon Snap and they're like Milotic, and I'm like, no, melodic. I'm not gonna change. I'm not changing my
Also,
fucking
it
ways.
doesn't make sense to call it Milotic. It would be melodic.
Yeah.
Is that not what it's supposed to be?
It makes
majestic.
it's like a musical, like a sing-songy voice and everything. Dumb.
Pokemon Cafe remix, which I knew.
Yeah,
It was
every single
happening.
time. There's always more for this stupid game.
And we're getting Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley, the starters of Gen 9.
I'll be
showing
honest,
up.
Quaxley has never looked cuter than in the Pokemon Cafe remix art style. Quaxley looks adorable. I hate the game. I hate games like that. If you're gonna give me a puzzle, I want to be able to solve it, you know?
This trailer pissed me off.
Because
for
it looks-
Pokemon Master Sex.
It looks so dope. When you see, like, all the champions and stuff, it's like, what is this amazing gathering of awesome trainers? And as soon as I saw the 3D models, I was like, oh, I know what this is. Also, Alder, the Unova champion, definitely voiced by Matthew Mercer. I'm pretty sure.
You know what I just realized? So we've been watching Pokemon Journeys Ultimate. Mm-hmm. Part 2 came out last week.
Yeah.
And we watched Ash win the top 8
Yes.
place in the World's Coronation Series.
Yeah.
And at the end, it showcased all the future fights he'll have to do. Mm-hmm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mm-hmm. Because Leon's number 1.
Yeah. It's the one guy.
But think about it. That's kind of cool timing that you would watch that and find out that Ash is going to fight all these guys.
Yeah.
And then release them in a different game.
That is, they might have done it on purpose. They might have waited to release part 2.
I didn't realize that until I was just looking at them and I was like, oh, that is them.
Even though I know how it ends, you know, I'm still excited to see Ash fight all these people.
What do you mean you know how it ends?
I know how the anime ends. I know what happens at the end of all the battles and stuff.
He wins?
Yeah.
He wins the whole thing?
Didn't you know this?
No.
You don't know anything?
No. I know nothing. I'm Jon Snow.
No, I'm pretty sure I know what
He
happens.
beats Leon?
I don't know. Maybe. Do you think he might not?
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't always win.
They call him the Alola champion because that is the only one that he did win, but not the league. He just is the champion, I think. It's Alola, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he won.
Yeah. I'm sure Like, sure, his season's ending. Surely he has to finally win something, you know?
Series. Series is ending.
No, his journey.
True, the journey's over.
His adventure.
Okay, this was the biggest release.
Yes. The moment we've all been waiting for.
This was the thing that kept me up at night. Because I knew if I was sleeping, I could rack up some good Poke points. That's right, Pokemon Sweep.
Yep.
Oh my god, this summer in 2023.
Weren't we just talking about Pokemon Sleep?
We
Because
talk
it's
about Pokemon
trademarks and
Sleep
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm into it. I'll get Poke points while I'm sleeping. I want to know what Pokemon I sleep like. I part of me was because they were like, oh, you'll depending on different sleep patterns, you'll unlock different kinds of Pokemon. And I was sitting there just like,
That's not what they said.
I wonder what like if people will get obsessed with it and like fuck up their sleep schedules trying to unlock all the different Pokemon.
Okay. They created a new device to help you monitor your sleep besides your phone. Mm-hmm. Which your phone already does. If you have an Apple or Android,
Yeah.
it's already tracking your sleeping schedule. You can find an app in there and it'll tell you. But they created a more updated form of the Pokemon Go Plus.
Yeah, it's like a little...
So what do they call it? It's the Pokemon Go Plus Plus.
It's too smart. It's like the new 3DS. Do you remember that? The new 3DS.
No, I remember the new 2DS.
Oh my god. I'm like, Super. You're Nintendo. Throw the word super around more, okay?
Yeah. Oh
All
my
of you?
God.
Really?
Wow.
Just needing attention?
I always wanted one of these dumb devices.
Yeah.
Because of Pokemon Go, I play it every day.
There was one person on campus that I saw that had one.
Yeah.
That was it. Just the one.
I ran into one kid years ago. He had one. And I was like, dude, is it worth it? And he's like, yeah, it's awesome. And I'm like, damn, I want one.
As someone who doesn't really play the game, I'll open it every now and then.
I didn't even know this kid. I just asked him randomly. I was like, I see you have that. I know what you have it for.
I opened Pokemon Go for 2 minutes today, and I got a shiny Poochyena. So that was pretty cool.
Wow. Okay. Got to rub it in my face twice in one day.
Yes.
Okay, the real big announcement was Pokemon Violet and Scarlet's new DLC.
Yeah. It's coming in 2 parts to begin with. I theorize they'll have more than just 2 parts.
Yeah, I suspect it too. The first part is the Teal Mask,
Yeah.
in which you go to Kitakami.
Kitakami. I'm sure that means something. Like that probably translates
I
to
thought
something.
we were going to go to Gen 6.
Ah.
Kalos?
Yeah,
Kalos?
Kalos. Like, Ash calls it Kalos in the anime.
You know what?
I don't know.
It's Kalos. It's Paldea. Mm-hmm. No, Paldea. Sorry, it's Paldea. It's Galar.
I think it's whatever you want it to be in the heat of the moment of your conversation.
And then the second part, the Indigo Disc, which will be released this winter, you go to the Blueberry Academy
Yeah, blueberries.
as
Woo!
an exchange student. So they showed us 2 new legendaries.
Yeah, legendaries. They're
Why are
There.
you moving around so much?
It's the dog. I don't want him to lay on the extension cord underneath us. Because there's a big old off button, and you know he's big and goofy. He would sit his big goofy ass right on that big off button.
Why are you fighting me, dude?
Get out from under the table. Go play with your toys, dude. Silly man.
Yeah, so if you look at that turtle in the Indigo Disc,
Yeah.
it has all the typings within its shell.
That's
Which
also,
I was like, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a Arceus.
or maybe you could just learn every move. Like, it's the progenitor Pokemon of moves, you know?
Maybe.
I think it is the most adorable thing. It has big ol' eyes that are shiny and colorful. Stars.
Yeah, it did look a little sparkly.
I wonder if... I know Indigo, like the Indigo League, was a thing back in Kanto. I wonder if it's related, or just they wanted a color more creative than blue.
Yeah, they chose teal.
Yeah, like green. I was thinking about this earlier today. I was thinking about Arvin, Nimona, and Penny from the story of Scarlet and Violet.
It's a really good story.
It is. I was thinking about Penny's hair is red with blue, and then Nimona has a green stripe in her hair. And while Arvin doesn't have yellow hair, he does have a yellow accent of his backpack.
Yep.
And I was like, I see what you're doing here, Nintendo, Game Freak. You always the same 4 colors. I got you. I see you.
And then we finally got free DLC. Because they didn't finish their Paradox Pokemon.
Yeah.
And you could find little drawings and shit of them.
Little books and stuff.
And
they look different than what the books showed.
they look very different. I'll start with Iron Leaves, which is just the future Paradox Pokemon of Verzion. So imagine Verzion and just make it metal.
Yeah.
That's it.
Could have been more creative.
It really could have.
I think more like glowy things. Make the horn parts of it.
More prominent.
I don't like guns or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something going on there.
And maybe like a cool like what are those things called? Lava lamp. Make the pink glowy parts of it look like a lava lamp type deal going on.
Anything. Yeah. Because when you look at the work they did on Walking Wake.
Yeah.
Which is Suicune.
Yeah, the past form of Suicune. They went all out.
This thing looks like a dinosaur.
Which is weird because it's a cat. They're legendary cats.
They're dogs.
Beasts is what I've heard people say.
They're dogs.
They look a lot like cats.
They're dogs.
But yeah, like you would think something beast-like.
Nope. This thing's bipedal, so it stands up on its 2 hind legs, has tiny little front arms, and 2 tails that swirl.
The 2 tails are cool.
And its mane has a giant mane, like a Dilophosaurus.
Yes, it's very raptor-esque. I was looking at its mane, the tips of the hair, I guess is what it is, the fur, fade from its like bluish to a little bit of red and then a little bit of yellow. And I'm like, is that because of Entei and Raikou?
Yeah.
I think the past Paradox Pokemon are infinitely more interesting than the future Paradox Pokemon.
There are some future Paradox Pokemon that look cool.
There are.
But Iron Valiant.
Yeah, the
Iron
best
Horns. Which I know looks just like a Tyranitar.
Yeah, but
it's Mecha Godzilla. It's pretty cool.
Is cool.
And Iron Wings, which Volcarona is Mothra, and they just made a Mecha Mothra.
I also like the past Volcarona as well.
I don't like that. Just kind of like a weird bug that wiggles its butt.
I don't know. I think it's kind of cute. It's funny. Is that the only one that got both a past and a future one? Weird. Where did the Larvesta come from?
These aren't fully evolved Pokemon.
I guess.
I think the best, and I think it's the best way to close this out, is I think Iron Bundle is the best Paradox Pokemon they've ever created. And totally necessary for every possible reason.
I mean, you can't beat Mecha Santa. Just like Futurama told us.
Wow.
Yeah, I cut deep.
What was his name?
Wasn't it just Mecha Santa?
No. You remember that episode?
I do.
That used to be one of my favorite episodes as a kid.
I have not seen many Futurama episodes.
Oh, it's such a messed up episode.
But that was one of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's been Coffee Break. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Bye.
Bye.